Guys, so I started messing with my other tanks and I figured, what the hell, let's set up another one. This is my Fluval SPEC 5 that I had set up here in my office as a freshwater tank. And I had it broken down a little while ago. It was sitting in the tool shed, and I figured, why not make another saltwater tank out of it? So this is the first video. Here it is. I just kind of cleaned everything out, pulled it out of the tool shed, washed it all out, made sure it's nice and clean. Got the pump in here and a heater, and I'm going to throw on one of my Phoenix LED lights. And at the moment, I'm thinking I'm gonna do a Fowler tank, which is a fish only tank. But you know, that's all kind of really generic. I mean, you know, I'll probably end up putting some green star polyps in it eventually. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go get some live sand at the fish shop, mix up some salt water, throw it in here, let the thing start cycling. So I'm gonna go do that, and then I'll append that to the end of this video. All right, made a quick trip to the local pet shop, and got my live sand here. This is the brand Carib Sea Agro Live. Actually, this is the only one they had, but that's fine because this is the one that I like. Is this Bahama Oolite? It's real fine, as you can see. Which is what I like. Some people like the larger granules, but I like this one. And I'm not sure why this isn't focusing, but let's see. There we go, focus. All right, and then of course I got my salt here. I use Red Sea Coral Prol salt. Got my water. That's RODI water that I just happened to pick up yesterday before I even planned on doing this. As top off for my other tanks, but I'll use it for here. So I'm gonna start mixing up some salt, and then I'll toss in, probably won't use the whole bag here. This is, what is this, like a 20-pound bag? Yeah, 20 pounds. I will not be using 20 pounds inside of a 5-gallon tank. Probably use about half of it or so, and then save the rest. And of course got my little hydrometer here. Make sure I mix my salt correctly. I know it's the El Cheapo one, but it's actually pretty accurate. I've had it tested against, you know, I forgot what the heck they're called, the little meters where you put the water in and see the actual reading. So let's mix it up and throw it in there, see what it looks like. I go Ben and threw some of the sand in there. Probably could have went with just a you know, like a 5-pound bag or something, I'm thinking. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's plenty. That's like a third of that 20-pound bag. I might even take some out. I don't want it that deep. Cause that's like, it's like almost 2 inches plus of sand. Yeah, I'm gonna scoop some of that out. All right, yeah, I scooped out a couple of handfuls, got it down to where I want it, so you can see that it's about 1 inch, you know, roughly, once it gets settled down here. I probably did not need an entire 20-pound bag, but again, that's all the pet store had, so. Now let's mix up some water and pour it in here. How I mix my salt water. Normally I put the water in here first, and then I know roughly how many scoops to kind of put in there, and I measure the salinity with the hydrometer as I go, but I'm just going to kind of do it backwards here. So I'm actually going to put the salt in first. Right, just measuring it up, or not really measuring it, but I just got a little soup spoon here, wooden spoon that I use. And I know I'm doing roughly 5 gallons. Alright, this is exciting. There, I know it's not enough yet, but time to pour the water in here. And Sorry, I gotta stop it because this is a two-hand job here. Okay, so time to start mixing it. I gotta get another spoon to do that. Alright, so normally when you're mixing salt water for doing like water changes, obviously you're going to want to let it rest for 24 hours. You don't just mix it up and pour it in. You got to mix it up the day before, make sure it's at the right temperature and whatnot. Otherwise your corals and your fish will get all shocked. But since we're setting up a new tank, it really doesn't matter. We're just going to mix this up and pour it in and go from there. Alright, look at that. We're almost there. I'm targeting 1.025, so maybe another scoop or so, and we'll be all set. Okay, so I got my camera set up here so that you can actually see me pouring the water in. Hopefully I don't make too big of a mess. Got a little bit on the floor here. Alright, so as you can see, I just got to put in a little bit more water. That was the entire bucket right there. But that's okay because my salinity actually ended up a little bit high, so I'll just put some RO in there. Check it again. You can see how cloudy it is when you first put in the water with the live sand. That'll clear up within a day. So let me go ahead and just top it off here. We'll start putting the light on it and get a look at the final positioning of the tank. So I just topped off the tank, and yeah, it's 5 gallons, pretty much. That's what I had in my 5-gallon water jug. That was every single drop. So here's the pump. Obviously, I don't have any filter media in here or anything like that. That's all sitting over here. I'm not going to put that in until after the tank settles down, but I am going to put the pump in here just to get some circulation going and see how it does. Alright, so I just kind of settled the sand down with my spoon just to even it out there. I threw this light on. It's just a temporary, one of my Phoenix that I have on here, blue and white LED lights. I don't really like putting it on here because of that opening right now. I don't want it to drop in there. And my camera's sort of adjusting this. It's much brighter. If I zoom out, there you go, you can see. Try to get a little bit more room light here, but pretty cloudy. I'll update this in a little bit. We'll see how it looks. Usually it clears out pretty quick. There's also a little packet of like magnifier something. This is liquid that comes in the bag of the live sand. You pour it in there. It tends to, I guess, cause the cloudiness, all the particles to kind of congeal and drop down to the bottom. So I'll throw that in there too, if I can dig it out of the bag. So we'll see what it looks like here in a little bit.